increasing self-esteem. I am Montre Portal, delivering this from the College of Education at the University of Houston in the program area of learning, design, and technology. Um, the setting of this, delivering this to educators at the time, K-12 being my focus. What is esteem in my classroom? And yes, I'm making these questions personal because I want you to make them personal. I want them to be this to be a personal experience for you. I don't want you to walk away from this with a generic blueprint at all. I want you to have an understanding of what this means for you. Esteem is your confidence in electronic STEAM implementation. Understanding that this is not impossible and it is very much possible for every educator across the board in every content area. You can, one, implement STEAM, and two, do it with electronic devices in the way that we're moving in the 21st century today. So, yes, you can do it. I promise you, you can. Uh, if you don't understand Steam and everything and how you do that first, you definitely can reach out to me and I can help you furthermore in that area. But you definitely can do this and it's not impossible. So who makes Esteem succeed in my classroom? Let's look at that because there's three key people that you have to, or stakeholders, I should say, that you have to uh, get on board. You have to have your administration, you have to have the students, and you also have to have the teachers. Uh, Together, everyone will achieve more, and we will all have a better outcome from this situation if we're all working together. Yeah, I mean, as corny as it may sound, but if all those gears and all those wheels are turning in unison and working with each other, it is much more easier and the efforts and work on everyone and the workload is just lighter. And it's a much more enjoyable experience because you can concentrate and you can actually focus and have fun with everything that you're doing. So let's break down those three areas, starting with the students. That's the base right there. You have to capture the students. You have to get them excited about learning. You have to get them back engaged with what they're doing in their content and understanding where that leads to and understanding how it benefits them. You have to develop this nature of taking risk and understanding that it is okay to fail and it is okay to fail forward. Just learn from your mistakes and go on from that. And that is how great inventions and that is how great innovation happens every day. Um, and in all of that, they must feel safe. You will never get the first two fully if those learners do not feel safe. If they don't feel safe with you and they don't feel safe in your environment, they will never become exciting and they will never take risks for you. But if they feel safe with you, they will definitely give you their best effort and they will try to leap over the moon. Now we're gonna take a little pause and shift and go focus on us teachers. Um, I left the student attributes over there on the side because I feel that we must possess those as well, and we have to understand those because in order to interact with our students, we have to understand how to get them excited, understand how to get them to take risks, and understand how they best feel safe with us. But on all of that, we also have to be progressive and we have to understand why that is important and for us to be forward thinking and to be innovators in our classroom and to understand how we can cultivate this culture of um, exploration and innovation and understanding how this is going to drive our society and drive the future. uh, Being progressive is just so important and so key for us teachers because if we become stagnant in our craft, we then begin to slow down the progressive nature of learning and education. We have to be that catalyst and we have to jumpstart the equation and saying that, hey, we're going to go out and look for some things and do some things and do things differently and shake it up a little bit. You have to do that as an educator. And the admin, we have to get admin on board. The administration has to come on. And again, I left all those former attributes because they have to understand their students and they have to understand their teachers. But in all of that, we need them to take it a little farther and become visionaries and to understand where this thing is going in the future and understand the big picture behind the whole grand scheme of things and understand what STEAM can do and what building the culture of self-esteem on your campus can do for you and your community. When can esteem begin in my classroom? Again, personal for you. When can you begin this in your classroom? And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is probably about the only question that it's the same for everybody. You can begin tomorrow because it happens at everybody's own pace. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Malcolm X. And to me, that says that you cannot wait. What are you waiting on? So get up, use that effort, use that energy, and let's build towards something that's going to come tomorrow. You start building today. When you walk back in your classroom in August, or when you walk back in your class in December, whenever you listen to this, you know that you can walk back in there with something new and implement that. It doesn't have to be everything. And that's what we have to understand, that STEAM comes in so many different forms. Guys, look at this tree. It will just mind-boggling. I love it. It's beautiful. Colors are wonderful. But it can kind of, if you were to try to put all those puzzle pieces together right now, somebody just threw them in front of them, you say you had 15 seconds. You have to say, hold on, wait, stop, slow down. Let me focus on one thing at a time. We have to learn how to focus our efforts. Focus your efforts. Again, make it personal to you. What are your efforts? What are your areas that you want to focus on? It's not going to be the same for everyone. So you need to understand that, hey, I'm going to pick and see which tools and which resources work for me. And I'm going to focus those efforts on my practices and in my classroom. And where does it fit into your content? Where in the world? STEAM is about connection. It's about connection. It is about your ability to take that content, take that ELA, take that math, take that social studies, take that history, take those life skills, take those financial literacy, take that whatever you were teaching and connect it back to the real world. And what and where am I going to see this again? Because if you can create this type of environment for me as a learner, then you have me. Because I am then vested into what you are saying. Because I see the purpose, I see the product, I see the goal. So if you can create this culture with me, I promise you, you will create a different environment for your classroom and a different environment for your campus and a different environment for your community. STEAM is about creation. Being able to create, put your hands on things and make it tangible and make things come to life. Those ideas and those beautiful, beautiful pictorials that come to you in your head, and being able to put your hands on something and say, hey, oh, this is wonderful. Because I was able to create this. I was able to build this. I built this with my hands. It's something about that that makes the education, it makes the learning more personal. And there's always the age-old question, why? Why are we going to use this? And we're going to break it down two areas. We'll go data first, and let's look at CNBC's data for the forecasted industry growth. Healthcare is going to grow, technology is going to grow, energy, media, in consumer retail. Uh, so we're always going to need, medicine, doctors, all that good stuff. We're always going to need, forward technology. Energy is always going to be here because we're going to have to do it, whether it's sustainable energy, fossil fuels, or a combination of whatever. And media is a growing industry now, and it's just what we are now. Between social media, news media, there's a lot of different media, and consumer retail. We're always going to shop. That's especially uh, in these new economies. So let's take a jump in. Let's go straight into those top five industries. Look at the different subsectors, and you can definitely go take a deep dive in and look at it. But overall, what I want you to understand is that look at different areas. They all have something to do with technology, electronics. You have biotechnology, you have virtual gaming, you have sustainable energy, you have e-commerce. All these things have to do with technology that involves electronics and the way things work and that whole process. So the professions are there, the jobs are going to be there. That is where the industry is going to need. So there's one why. Uh, and for us educators, here's another why. You need to move your learners from this boring passive model, my student on the right, um, and he's bored out of his mind. You need to move them away from that to an active learning model with students looking, learning, touching, smelling, feeling, understanding what is going on with their learning. This is the model we need, and this is the model we know is true and that can work. Putting their hands on things. And I understand that we know uh, with that, when you begin to instill purpose behind this learning and for learners to understand why they're doing these things, they will understand the promise that happens behind it, and it will start to instill hope in them because we're missing that in a lot of our learners, and they're missing that, and they're suffering, and they're coming from a place of hurt, and they're coming from a place of misunderstanding, and uh, we'll just listen to this and close your eyes and listen to it. Maybe it can give you a small little glimpse, and you can look at the full video on YouTube if you like. So we have to understand that instilling promise and instilling hope in our learners is the way that it's going to really go. And understand how we can build our confidence in this and work together as a team and narrow our focus uh, and really get our learners connected and start to get them creating and understanding, and we can save the future. Thank you.